Hello, my name is Felicia, and I'm going to be talking today about the Second Amendment, in which it states a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The importance of the Second Amendment allows the free citizen to purchase and keep weapons in their homes. And at the time of the Bill of Rights, it allowed all citizens who at the time were the primary element of the militia to have weapons in their homes for the purpose of serving in that militia. And that is stated that the rights shall not be infringed. It is referring to the government or any person or group that citizens should not be allowed to have weapons in their homes for the purpose of serving in the militia. And there seem to be a lot of complications and challenges in the recent years revolving around the Second Amendment. It is something that constantly comes up if there's a school shooting, if there's a murder, if there's a conflict like murder like the Zimmerman case down in Florida, where you have the African-American Trayvon Martin, who was the 18-year-old who was killed, or you have the Hispanic Community Watch older gentleman, Zimmerman, who actually killed Trayvon Martin, or the murders at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut, which was a big deal at the time. Our own president has actually previously tried to pass anti-gun laws banning citizens from the purchase of guns. Moreover, I think the main challenge to this amendment, though, is people who do not own guns and their understanding of why citizens choose to own guns. And this extends to the complication and the understanding of who is committing these horrid acts of murder and violence with guns and how they get their weapons. In other words, gun control is at the forefront of people's minds, and this poses a huge complication to the Second Amendment. In 1976, in a document called the President's Commission on Law Enforcement and Administration of Justice, it states in shallow hopes the ideological origins of the Second Amendment, that this document actually questions the validity of this amendment to the 21st century. And although more recent gun control laws have not passed the House of Representatives and Congress, and with the historical backing and lobbying of the National Rifle Association, gun control laws really seem to be going nowhere. However, in the last year or two, President Obama has used his executive powers to enact a law, and that healthcare professionals are now required to violate HIPAA privacy laws and submit medical data to the government. This illegally obtained data is then used as justification for gun confiscation by the federal government. Also in 2010, there was a Supreme Court ruling in the case of McDonald versus Chicago, and said the right to possess commonly used weapons for self-defense in the home cannot be infringed. This is on the back ruling of the 2008 case of D.C. versus Heller, where the Supreme Court voided the D.C.'s regulation on gun ownership, which had actually amounted to the practice to a complete ban on any usable weapon for self-protection, even in the home. And as I'm sure a lot of you know, Washington, D.C. is one of the cities with the highest rate of violence. In regards to the modern and the application to the modern society, I think the Second Amendment allows for the purchase, carry, and ownership of the properly registered weapons for self-protection on your person as well as the home. I see no issues with how the system works now in regards to owning a gun. Okay, maybe a couple issues. But overall, I think it's pretty solid. I do see the issue on how a lot of guns are being illegally imported into our country and how they're actually bought and sold on the black market. I believe that this is the issue and not how we need to restrict them or completely ban them from ourselves or our homes, but how to stop that importation. I also think that if guns were banned in the U.S., the only people who would really reap the rewards of the benefits would be the people who commit the crimes, like murderers, robbers, home invaders, who enter the homes, killing families and friends, because those people do not have any sort of protection. Moreover, as the Founding Fathers included the Second Amendment in the U.S. Constitution, which I believe is a very true, lasting, and biblical document, I believe that they meant to include everything that would be relevant for generations to come.